So I turned 40 recently, and you know what? I've never really used moisturizers or lotions on my body. And whenever I mention this to people, they're like, wait, what? How? And before you think my skin must be a disaster, let me tell you what actually happens. People constantly come up to me asking, Palak, what are you using? Your skin has this glow. Is it some expensive body oil, some serum, or what? What's the secret? So today, I'm pulling back the curtain on everything I've learned over the years about skin hydration. And here's the twist. That plump, dewy, glowing skin you want, especially during these harsh winter months, has very little to do with what you're slathering on the outside. It has everything to do with what's happening at the cellular level, driven by what you put inside your body. And stick around because I'm going to share the exact supplement and protocol that made the biggest difference for me, backed by actual science that most dermatologists don't talk about. So I think it's a common story. During winter, you step out of the shower, and within minutes, your skin feels tight and uncomfortable. You apply cream generously, but by midday, it's still dull, flaky, with deeper fine lines. So, what I discovered through years of research and experimentation is that when your skin starts looking tired, rough, or prematurely aged, it's not actually a surface problem. You're dealing with a cellular problem. Let me explain what I mean. As we age, our bodies naturally produce fewer lipids, which are the oils that form a protective water-locking barrier just beneath our skin surface. When that barrier weakens, moisture escapes from deep within your skin cells, and they lose their plumpness. Now, with winter's harsh conditions, the moisture loss accelerates dramatically. That's why your skin feels rough, itchy, and almost papery, regardless of how expensive your skincare products are. And what do most people do? They rush to buy heavier lotions and richer moisturizers, thinking that if they just apply enough product, the problem will resolve. But that's really just putting a band-aid on the surface. But the deeper issue, the real root cause, is that your skin cells have lost the ability to hold on to water effectively. And that's where my entire perspective started to shift, because I realized that restoring skin hydration truly begins from within with healthy, well-functioning cells. Now, before I tell you about the one supplement that changed everything, let me share 3 quick things that amplify these results dramatically. So, while the right approach can absolutely transform your skin from the inside out, there's one crucial piece to this puzzle that's equally important: how your body actually retains hydration. By hydration, what do you mean? Everyone says, drink 8 glasses of water a day, right? It's practically universal advice. But let me tell you that just drinking plain water doesn't actually hydrate your cells properly. Your cells need water and electrolytes, sodium and magnesium. Electrolytes are what create the osmotic pressure that allows water to actually enter your cells where it's needed. Without adequate electrolytes, water essentially just passes through your system without being utilized effectively. And if you're taking high-quality supplements, but your cells are chronically dehydrated, you're not getting the full benefit. So I developed this simple morning protocol that's made a noticeable difference. Before I drink any water, I put a small pinch of salt under my tongue. This triggers saliva production and primes your body to absorb electrolytes. Then when I drink water immediately after, my body actually uses it properly at the cellular level. And here's something else that really helps: eating water-rich vegetables. They contain what's called structured water, water that's naturally bound to nutrients and fiber. Your body absorbs this type of water more slowly and efficiently than plain water. Think cucumbers, celery, lettuce, and tomatoes. They're all giving you hydration in the most bioavailable form. If you think you don't need coconut water in winter, you're wrong. Coconut water should be your daily habit, even during winter when we don't naturally crave it. It provides natural electrolytes, potassium, and magnesium in a form your cells can easily utilize. Tell me in the comments, have you tried the salt under tongue trick before? Or do you already drink coconut water regularly? I'm curious to know which habits are already working for you. Okay, this was about hydration. Now, it's time to talk about some more fats that are good for your skin. Guys, I follow a high-fat, high-protein, and low-carb approach to eating. And I'm very particular about the fats I consume. I use desi ghee for cooking because it's incredibly stable at high heat. It doesn't oxidize and create free radicals. I use extra virgin olive oil on salads, but never for cooking, because when unstable oils are heated, they oxidize and generate free radicals that actually accelerate skin aging. And for skin, coconut oil deserves special attention. There's fascinating science behind why I use it both internally and externally. Dr. Ray Peat, who's done extensive research on nutrition and metabolism, has written about how coconut oil is remarkably resistant to oxidation compared to other fats. It contains medium-chain fatty acids like lauric acid and capric acid, which interestingly are the same compounds found in breast milk, and these have natural antimicrobial properties. When you consume coconut oil regularly, you're actually protecting your skin from free radical damage at the cellular level. And you can use it topically as well for additional benefits. Here's what I do. I take organic coconut oil and whip it with an electric or hand mixer until it's light and fluffy, almost like a body butter, then store it in a jar. After I shower, while my skin is still damp, I apply this whipped coconut oil. This is key. Applying oil to damp skin locks in that moisture before it can evaporate. Whipping the coconut oil improves its texture and penetrates better in the skin, giving a soft after feel. But I also consume coconut oil regularly. I add it to my coffee, use it in cooking and in my smoothies. Now, while internal cellular health is absolutely the foundation, there are some external practices that matter, especially during the winter months. First, about hot showers. I know hot water feels incredible when it's freezing outside, but it strips your natural oils faster than almost anything else. So either reduce the duration of your hot showers or switch to warm water. Your skin will thank you. Use gentle soap and use it sparingly. Your skin has a beneficial microbiome, good bacteria that help maintain skin health. Don't destroy it by using harsh antibacterial soap all over your body. I do dry brushing before showers. Use a natural bristle brush on completely dry skin. I personally use one with copper bristles infused in it, which adds antimicrobial benefits and is gentler on the skin. It gently exfoliates, stimulates circulation, and feels amazing. Just a few minutes make a noticeable difference. Get a humidifier for your bedroom. Heating systems absolutely destroy indoor air moisture, which dehydrates your skin while you sleep. Running a humidifier at night makes an immediate difference. You'll notice it the very first morning. When you go outside in winter, cover up properly. Wear gloves and use a scarf to protect your face and neck. Winter wind is brutal on exposed skin, creating micro damage that accumulates over time. And here's something I do for my daughter Sophie. I have her bathe in raw milk once or twice a week. It contains natural probiotics and lactic acid that are genuinely beneficial for skin. It's an old school remedy that actually works, keeping the skin hydrated. Now, once all of this clicked for me, I started connecting the dots. What affects those cells the most? Inflammation. It silently disrupts how your skin holds moisture, repairs itself, and even produces collagen. And that's when all my reading and morning research sessions about inflammation and aging made so much sense. Everywhere I looked, studies were showing how inflammatory processes drive faster skin aging. In those same studies, one thing came up over and over: omega-3 fatty acids. Not just for heart or brain health, but for skin. And that's when I came across clinical trials on krill oil and skin health that genuinely surprised me. Participants took 1 to 2 grams of krill oil daily. Researchers tracked transepidermal water loss, basically how quickly moisture evaporates from your skin. After several weeks, the krill oil group showed significant improvements. Their skin retained moisture better, the barrier became stronger, and elasticity improved noticeably. Now, the critical question: what makes krill oil different from regular fish oil? Because I've taken fish oil before and it never gave me these results. The answer is in the molecular structure. Krill oil's omega-3s, EPA and DHA, come in phospholipid form. Your cell membranes are also made of phospholipids. So your cells absorb and use them far more efficiently. It's like giving your cells the exact building blocks they're made from. When those omega-3s become part of your skin cell membranes, they make the structure more flexible, better hydrated, and more resilient. This reduces water loss and creates that soft, dewy texture from deep within. Now, here's what makes krill oil even more special. It naturally contains astaxanthin, a red pigment krill get from algae. It's one of the most powerful antioxidants in nature and gives krill their reddish color. When you take krill oil, you're getting this compound along with your omega-3s, a 2-in-1 package. The astaxanthin protects your skin from UV damage and pollution, two of the biggest causes of collagen breakdown and wrinkles. Plus, it has strong anti-inflammatory properties that help maintain existing collagen and stimulate new production. So the omega-3s rebuild your cell membranes and improve hydration, while astaxanthin protects and repairs your collagen. You're getting both hydration support and anti-aging protection in one supplement. I've been taking MyDuty's Krill Omega Complex for quite some time now, and the difference in my skin's hydration has been undeniable. But don't just take my word for it. So many people have incorporated it into their routines and experienced dramatic improvements in dry skin, elasticity, and that natural, healthy glow. Let me show you what some of our customers have experienced.
मुझे ना ड्राइनेस स्किन की भी होती थी कि सर्दियों में जैसे हम ऑयल लोशन 2-3 बॉटल्स लगाते ही थे कि हाँ ठीक है लोशन लगाना ही पड़ेगा, नहीं तो इचिंग फील होती है। क्रिल ओमेगा मेरे हस्बैंड भी लेते हैं, सर्दियों में बिल्कुल रेगुलर रहता है कि हमने लेना ही लेना है। फेस पे भी ग्लो आने लगता है। ठीक है, अंदर के लिए काम करो, बाहर के लिए कोई इतना मैटर नहीं करता।
मेरे को 7-8 साल पहले एक प्रॉब्लम शुरू हुई थी। मुझे नहीं पता, शायद थायराइड की वजह से बहुत ज़्यादा ड्राई स्किन हो गई थी और इनमें ऑयल नहीं बनता था फिंगर्स में, तो उसकी वजह से मेरे ये बिल्कुल कट जाते थे। उसके बाद मैंने इसका बहुत इलाज किया, मुझे स्टेरॉइड भी दिए गए, आयुर्वेदिक, होम्योपैथिक, एलोपैथिक, मैंने हर चीज़ की। माई ड्यूटी की मैंने क्रिल ऑयल, ये मैंने इसके बारे में सुना और मैंने सोचा ये भी ट्राई किया जाए, और मैंने उसको लगभग 3 महीने के रिज़ल्ट के बाद, और आप मेरा 6 महीने पहले का रिज़ल्ट देखो मेरे हाथों का, और अब बिल्कुल ठीक है हैंड। ये मेरे को 7 साल बाद अपने ये हैंड देखने को मिले हैं।
Before we go any further, there's something important worth mentioning. If you're struggling with dry, rough skin that just doesn't seem to improve no matter what you do, it might be worth checking your thyroid. Studies show that dry, coarse skin is one of the most common signs of hypothyroidism, an underactive thyroid that slows down many skin functions. It can reduce your skin's natural oil and sweat production, making it harder to hold moisture. In some people, this even causes thick, cracked skin on palms and soles. Now, that doesn't mean everyone with dry skin has a thyroid issue. But if your dryness is persistent and nothing seems to help, getting your thyroid tested is a smart step. I'm not saying you should never use moisturizer. I'm not saying topical skincare doesn't have its place. What I'm saying is that if you're only approaching skin health from the outside in, you're missing the bigger, more important picture. Your skin cells have specific nutritional requirements to function properly. They need omega-3 in a bioavailable form, which is why krill oil is so effective. They need proper hydration with electrolytes, not just plain water. They need stable, healthy fats that support cellular structure without creating oxidative stress. If I were to give you a step-by-step approach, I'd say start with krill oil daily. Add the morning hydration protocol, salt under the tongue and then water. Incorporate coconut water into your routine. Use coconut oil both internally and topically. I genuinely encourage you to try this approach. Give it time. This is about cellular change, not surface level quick fixes. And I would absolutely love to hear about your results in the comments below. Share your experience, ask questions. Let's have a conversation about this. If you found this helpful and want more science-backed health and supplement advice, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos.